Welcome to the Little Nugget Show. The DMVR show is just wrapping up, so I'm going to give them a minute. They have their outro music there going. Because I had to listen at 1.5 speed to catch up, but let me see. Is this the start keys? Okay, stand by. We're going to start here in 60 seconds. Where's it at? Oh, I guessed the right one. Less or more? I'm going the wrong way. Dude, I think I'm going the wrong way. It says minus and plus. Oh, so less resistance, maybe. Oh, yeah.
You lied.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, that's definitely worse, isn't it? Oh, they just finished their show, so I got a minute. Nobody's watching. Don't matter.
Can I grab my phone?
Bye.
Why does it say 0, 0?
Okay, I think that's better. I've been meaning to fix that for my last several live streams. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right, welcome to the Little Nugget Show. Down in the gold mine. What are we calling it? The basement gold mine. Tonight, the Nuggets fall 110 to 87 at home to the Atlanta Hawks. And really, the game was 36 to 12. Actually, it was 36 to 12 in the fourth. But the game ended 3 seconds, or I should say 3 seconds before the end of the third. Denver was up 4 points, and then they lose by 23. Ouch. But sometimes you just got to take your medicine. Question to get started with here. Do we have anybody on? One. Cool. Here's a question for you. So, DMVR doesn't do a game ball on losses, I believe, because they lost. But we can do a game ball. I actually don't know how to do the poll yet, so I need to figure that out. But I'm going to ask you who was the player of the game tonight and why. Tell me, why is it Hunter Tyson? Then we're going to dive into CB P-Watt controversy. And then finally, I'm going to do commentator's curse versus jersey curse. I talked about it last time, but, you know, when you only get 1 or 2 viewers, you literally don't get the word out. So I did get the jersey curse word out last year. And I'm not saying there's a jersey curse this year. But here's another question. When it comes to jerseys, when you go to the game or when you go to watch the game at somebody's house or whatever, like to me, I dress up every night wearing something. Some of my Denver Nuggets garb. So do you choose the jersey they're wearing? Like I did. Did they wear Mile High City tonight? I literally don't even know. I don't think they did they? Shoot. I thought they were wearing Mile High City. We can check the jersey schedule going forward. So I literally got the wrong jersey, didn't I? Anyway, so that's another question. What jersey do you wear? Whatever you have, whatever one you like better, or the one they're playing. Let's go, Hunter. So why is Hunter the player of the game? Because he's our favorite player. And I mentioned this in a show before, but with me and my kids, we love Hunter. And we don't know why. I think it's mainly because he's the biggest underdog. And if you're into rooting for underdogs, you want to see him succeed. But this is going to bring up a nice point here. A little nugget, so to speak, of wisdom. If you get playing time, you get better. And I, myself personally, have been coaching basketball at the middle school level for 3 or 4 years. And it has always been my philosophy to play everybody as much as I can. I don't really care about winning. Most games. My philosophy on that is that, especially at the younger ages, kids are not going to get better until they get in the game and learn how to play in the game. They certainly don't get better at practice, I can tell you that. Unless you're, I mean, if you're able to practice 5 days a week, we're able to do 1, 2 at the most. So practice isn't the time. Playground ball, is that where they get better? That's where they will get better unless you put them in the game. So put them in the game. And what do we see with Peewat? What do we see with Hunter? What do we see with Spencer? You give these guys room to grow, and they're going to grow. And I like the DMER Nuggets discussion about Calvin Booth and his vision in picking players, because it blows my mind that Peyton barely played 1 year at UCLA in college. And they snatched him up based on what they saw in high school. And we saw him in this year. I don't know, was that his rookie year? Championship year. And now he's in third, fourth year, something like that. And I don't know why anybody would be surprised that he's doing good, because you can definitely see a little KD in him. And like I talked about last time, Zeke is that dog that just learned he could jump out of the backyard. Well, I think it goes the same. Yeah, Zeke being the dog, he's just like super athletic, and I still don't think he's even scratched the surface of how good he could be. But Peewat, I mean, he's got the attributes to be thin. He's only going to get stronger and bigger as he gets older. To be long, to have that wingspan, to have that ability to block, to have that ability to lock down defense, to have that now ability to drive. And that's what I think is becoming crucial for him, is the more time they put in, they even allow him bringing the ball up. It's like, get those handles tight, learn your moves, learn when you're going to spin back and get it stolen, and don't do that, and so on and so forth. And he can do it. I honestly see Hunter doing that. Like, I don't think he would be that type of role player, but driving off the three, pick and pop, is that what they call it, threes, and step out threes. If he doesn't have any drives in, he has a drive. He has a tenacity. He had a super cool and one, didn't he? So that's fun to watch. We love Hunter every time he goes in. Hunter. Oh. See how I can show that? We have a fan that likes Hunter. So yeah, Peewat is going to be causing problems here. Now, here's the thing about CB, Christian Brown, that we need to talk about. Another little nugget. The deal with Christian Brown is he's getting paid for what he already did. And I love that about these guys. They come into the league and they barely get paid anything. Well, some of them. These rookie contracts. And then they bust ass, they kick ass, they take names, they win a championship, and then they get their contract. That contract, at least half of it is for what they've already done. Not necessarily for expectations. And I don't know, how is it a 5-year deal? I like having Christian, and I think Adam kind of stole my thunder with this one, because I was going to say the same thing. Is CB looks rusty now because, number one, he's hurt. Like you could tell he's a tough mother effer, but when he got hurt, it was like, I don't like this. And they said it was a torn ligament, I guess, that is not surgically repaired. So that bothers you. I know I've had a bazillion in my wrists and had multiple surgeries on my wrists. So those torn ligaments can really get painful, and I can't imagine it being a high ankle type thing. So I don't think he's physically confident, which chips away at the actual confidence you have as an NBA player that you need to perform. And then also, he's out there without his big buddy, Jokic. It's big buddy and little buddy, right? So, of course, he's going to struggle. He does look like he's getting worse game by game, but only slightly. I'm sure the attitude I have about CB is that as time goes on, he will slowly get back into it, and then he'll be at 85% when Jokic comes back, and then Jokic will pull him back to 100%. And then we're going to start peaking at the end of the season when you need to peak into the playoffs. And then we'll dominate the first round at home, the second round at home, because we'll be I think we're shooting for third seed now, that if I can guesstimate. So we're 3-3 without Jokic now, officially. And my estimation was 15 games without Jokic. So 6. We're not even quite halfway there. Can we take a peek? Why does it not? I'm going to pull up the schedule real quick. That's always fun. I probably should have. No. Share this tab and put it right there. Why do they always give me them pop-ups? Okay, so that's the East and the West. Where are we at? So the Thunder almost lost tonight from what I saw. Spurs went to 11, or no, wait, they stayed at 11. We went to 13 losses. Timberwolves, 13 losses. Wait a second. How is it the Lakers and the Rockets have 12 losses and they're way down there? Because we have 25 wins? That's so weird. Maybe they just haven't adjusted it yet, but those top 6 are going to be tight. Obviously, they are tight. And Denver's going to fall. So I could easily see Denver falling to 7th. I would say 6th by the time Jokic comes back. At the worst, 8th. And then from the beginning of February, because I think he's coming back January 27th at home against the Pistons. And from that point on, if they can win at least 2 out of 3 games, or win 2 for every 1 loss, then they can get back up into that 3rd spot. And if they can go even crazier on a crazier run and just dominate like they should, maybe they go 3-1 and they get up into the 2nd spot. So 2nd spot gives you 2 rounds at home, I believe. 2nd versus 7th, and then 2nd versus 3rd. Yeah. 1 versus 8, and 4 versus 5. Yeah, so 1 will give you 3, 2 will give you 2, 3 will give you 1, and 4 will give you 1. Unless it's the case, let me know in the chat. Is it the case in the let me switch back here. That's what we're trying to do. We'll set that aside for now. Is it the case that if the 1 seed wins, obviously they have home field advantage, home court advantage, 1 versus 8. But 2 versus 7, if 7 loses, it's bracket, isn't it? They're still playing the same bracket. So 1, 2, or do they do like the NFL? Leave a comment below, because we still don't have any viewers, so. It's cost me already like $20 in super chats to get people here. Let's see what we got here. I'm trying to figure out that. You may have to explain it. Blow basketball _ hand trash. Throw the game away in the trash? Maybe that's what we should do. Okay. Schedule. Oh my goodness, Anthony Edwards, get off my screen. Okay, so we're playing Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 days. Monday, Tuesday, 2 days. And then the back-to-back. Okay, so what do we got? Milwaukee at home. So it's a 2-game home stint. This is not the right schedule because the other schedule I always see. Watch. Let's try this. Share this tab instead. If you go down to the actual, and that's what we were on. Boom. Then they show the jersey. See? Mile High City is next game. So I missed that. Does it show past jerseys? Yes, it does. We lost in the icon. So the next jersey is going to be Mile High City for 2 games. A white road game jersey, and then back at home in the black against the Wizards. We definitely want that game. We want that win. So where do we get our other wins? I said we needed 5 out of 10. Or 5 and 10. 5 out of 15. We already got 3. Can we beat the Pelicans away? I mean, at this point, we've shown that we could beat any team, right? You beat Boston, you beat Toronto, and then you beat who was the other one? Why don't I remember? Philadelphia 76ers, greatest game of all time, or at least of this year. That was amazing. That was so much fun. Not fun tonight, though, was it? I hate to see other teams just playing good. And Nikhil Alexander-Walker, are you kidding me? I've hated him from the jump at Minnesota. I mean, I still think McDaniels is a little more annoying, but God, it's terrible to see those guys. What was it, Jaden Daniels, and they're just cooking inside. And honestly, we had them beat. We had them beat through the third quarter. It was that damn 3-pointer that what Daniels, I guess, made, or who Obi-Wan Kenobi made. And then they just went on like a 10-0 run in 1 minute, in 5 seconds. It was terrible. It got messed up in YouTube chat. Okay, so what does that mean? Line went below that. Are you shooting from the free throw line? So what else do we need to chat about? Finally, the commentator's curse versus the jersey curse. If you're stuck around this long and you remember from last year, what do I hear? Are you out there? Huh? Better put your headphones on, boy. So the commentator curse idea has been bothering me this year. Last year I noticed the curse of, hey, they're playing worse in the white jerseys. So I tracked all the win losses away and home on whichever jersey, which I will be doing that here about halfway through or around the All-Star break. I'll bring it up because at this point I don't think there's any specific jerseys that we're doing worse with. And it does seem like this different team just plays pretty however they're going to play in whatever jersey. And there's no real jersey curse. But this commentator's curse idea, like I did mention this before, but the night Jokic got hurt, Scott Hastings made you know what I mean when I say commentator's curse. It's like Jamal Murray at the free throw line. He has 7 for 7 from free throws tonight. He really needs to make this one, but he's perfect. 7 for 7, and then he misses. Okay, commentator's curse. They did that with Jokic and his injury. Before the game, it was like highlighting the fact that Jokic hadn't missed a single game all year because the other players were hurt. Look at all these hurt players, but Jamal's only missed 1 game, and Jokic hasn't missed any. Boom, down goes Jokic. Commentator's curse. So as we go forward on each game, I'm going to highlight the commentator's curse. And it might just be a free throw, or it might be the whole game. And in this case, it was the whole game. Because Altitude actually put up a graphic or a little thing in the beginning of their broadcast that said, the toughest game of a road trip is the first game back home. And that's what Scotty Hastings always says about road trips and, you know, playing in the league and all that. And, you know, there's some truth to it for sure. But it's also because we're down 4 players and one of them is the best in the world and half the team is sick and 2 of the players are barely coming back from injury and not up to speed. So we're playing beat up and hurt and sick. So maybe that's why we lost. I anticipate a better showing against Milwaukee. Bro, I'm just shooting the ball into the basket. Okay. Microscope? Oh, yeah. We'll do that later. So what are the lines for in the first emoji? Anyway, we gave our credit to Tyson. He did a great job tonight. Starting for his 3rd game in the NBA, first game this year. And what did he have? 10 points, I think? Oh, you know what? If you want to stick around, let's watch the... player stats. Washington. Where's the player stats? Box score. Okay, here we go. Now, let me switch you over. Okay, let's look at Hunter's on top. Hunter, tonight's your night to shine. It sucks that we lost, but hey, remember, Jokic lost in the game he scored 61-point triple-double. Let's look at the plus minuses. That's what, hey, do they? Oh, no, they don't. Hunter and Peyton are the only positive plus minuses. Zeke went in and lost 24 points. What the flup? Not a good night from Zeke, I guess. He was 4 for 5. Where's his points? 12 points. What the heck? How is he a minus 24? He must have been in during that 5-minute stretch in the first, at the end of the third and the beginning of the fourth. What else do we have here? Any positive signs? Hunter was 10, 4 and 4 and 1 to 2 turnovers and 2 fouls. Okay. I like it. Peyton, 25, 6th or 7th game in a row? 6th or 7th? Over 20 points? He's averaging like 25. And his plus minus was 2. I mean, Peyton's the dog. And that's what I'm saying is Peyton's going to get paid for this. Peyton's going to get paid for what he did the last few years. And this is how you get paid. And then once you get paid, I think there's always going to be a letdown period when you're used to having 8 figures in your bank account. Or until you get used to it. I mean, 8 big. Did you see Cam and his... I wish we could pull up a highlight of that. Cam Johnson on the bench. He was blinged out. Not going to lie. I'd like to take a closer look. But speaking of taking a closer look, we are going to go see if we can find the post game, because I love to watch post game. And that's the wrong channel. Your content was removed to a violation of our community guidelines. What content was removed? What the fuck? Sorry, this is stupid news from YouTube on my other channel. God, fuck you guys. Yeah, we hit a brick wall with these goddamn censors. I'm literally trying to, and have been for 12 years, trying to teach people how to grow cannabis at home, make their lives better, get away from the pharmaceutical industry, and make the lives of their friends and families better. And you can't win. You can't win with these motherfuckers. I'm sure they demonetized my channel. It's so frustrating. Anyway, let's go back to, no, I don't want this. Oh my God. Okay, I'm trying to find let's go. We got Zeke Naji. Basket man. I think I gave him a.
I think it's more just we just didn't come out with the energy that we needed. I think part of it is the long road trip we just got back from. A lot of guys out, a lot of guys sick. I think we didn't play with the physicality and like the urgency that we needed to from the start, and they kind of turned us over for that.
Are you sick?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just curious, when you're on the road that long, is there any like adjustment to altitude for you guys, or is it kind of easy to get back in?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like usually that first game back, you're gonna feel it a little bit, but I mean after the first game, like you're back to normal. So yeah.
Has your confidence grown over these last handful of games, or were you kind of similar this year?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I always have pretty good confidence. I feel like it's more just like the rhythm, timing, feel for the game is really improved just because of the opportunity and the ability to have extended minutes and just be able to play with the guys. I feel like that really helped me. So yeah.
Coach said he thought in third quarter you got cleared from the third and you had that nice third, and then fourth quarter you got one out. Do you think a lot of that was simply you guys ran out of gas after one of those things?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at the way we played our last two games, like it's night and day compared to how we played today. Like low energy, guys legs tired, like just a bunch of things. But I mean, we got to bounce back, and I mean, no one cares that whatever we're going through, like we got to bring it every night regardless. So yeah. Yeah, I think it was more of an emphasis of like just hitting early. I mean, sometimes we have a tendency to like turn and watch, or some guys leak out. I think we did a better job of rebounding together, and we all stayed in the picture and got a hit right away, which kind of deters them from crashing more.
With all the injuries you guys are dealing with right now, feels like when one guy goes down, when one guy's back, another guy goes down, all the illness as well. Do you think looking later down the road, this adversity is going to help you guys as a team to be stronger come playoff time?
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, I mean, this is not easy. We have like one of the most injuries in the league right now. A lot of guys are out. Lineups constantly changing, but for us to like fight and continue to push through these tough times, like come playoff time, like we're gonna be so deep. We're gonna have so many pieces that like we can just throw at whoever we're going up against, and I think that it's only gonna help us.
A lot of your minutes have been up to 5. Is that a position you feel like you're more comfortable in this year? Like just kind of walk me through like what it's been like that position a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I feel like just with the way DA coaches, like it doesn't really matter where you are. Like everything is so fluid. Like regardless of where you're the 4 to 5, and like I mean, anyone can be in any position, and he's very he's very flexible about like changing plays or changing guys into different places on the court. So like a lot of guys are interchangeable. And so me being at the 5 is like sometimes the 4 will be on me, sometimes the small will be on me, sometimes the 5 will be on me.
I need to learn to stop doing that. Talking over. So Zeke's really good at interviewing. You could tell he's a little insecure, and you noticed I was doing it too. But people that play with their face while they're talking, that's a sign of instability or insecurity. Just for the record.
I mean, so like I'm always in different spots, but I mean, I think he just does a great job of.
Sorry, but I think his confidence is growing.
Coaching and adjusting to what the other team does.
And then defensively, when you play versus Boston, you're able to switch out a little bit more. That's obviously a skill you're pretty comfortable with, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always taken pride in my defense, and I think that, sometimes when you're at the 5, like being able to switch because that their 5 man is always going to come back up into the action. So me being up there, I know that I'm going to get those one-on-one isolation defensive looks, and I think that I'm confident that I can.
What's crazy is he's a 24 minus. Can we split those screens? I do not know how to show 2 tabs at once. I have to figure that out. I don't think you can. You can only... Okay, well, I might be going 45 minutes.
guard anyone, and
39.
I look forward to those matchups because I know that they're going to be stops and we're going to be going down the other way. So yeah. Yeah, I mean he's handled it amazing. Like I mean even from like his rookie year,
Going
like
and going,
when we would
doesn't
play, when like we weren't playing and we would be playing like off days and stuff. Like I mean that's kind of how he played. He's so comfortable and confident with the looks that he's generating and just the ball in his hands so much. I mean he can handle that and he really thrives in that kind of that role. And so I think that I mean he's the growth that he's showing is just him getting more opportunities and more looks at that while we have guys hurt. So yeah, it's great.
The last couple seasons, you haven't shared a bunch of minutes with Aaron Gordon. Just with some of the rotations where you've been on the court with him in that front court. What's that been like? You've been kind of playing tendencies and kind of keep your way back.
Oh, I mean it's been great.
I sure wish we could hear the questions. That drives me nuts. Like how you don't set up a press room where I don't know if the reporters' questions need to be broadcast through a microphone and speaker, or I don't know how they do it, but it would be great if we could hear the questions.
I mean, he makes the game really easy in terms of like his ability to get to the rim, his ability to draw two on him. Like he's.
This?
Oh, I mean, it's been great. I mean, he makes the game really easy in terms of like
Yeah, I don't even
his
know what
ability
they're talking
to
about.
get to the rim, his ability to draw two on him. Like he's such a threat to get downhill that you know he's going to collapse the defense every time. And so whether you're a dunker, whether you're on the 3-point line, I mean, it's going to be like you're going to get open looks, and he's not a selfish player. Like
he's shouldering a lot of the offensive load, and the more confident that he is, the better that we are. He does a little bit of everything. So, but most importantly, I love his aggression and the way that he's attacking the rim.
Have you seen this coming from him? Is this a surprise to anyone?
No, absolutely not. We've all seen the potential in P.Y. You know, a lot of guys are very talented in this league. And P.Y. happens to be one of those guys. And with the right opportunity, the right circumstances, he's shown what he can do and what we've known he can do for a long time.
Aaron, was that fourth quarter just a fatigue quarter out of you guys?
It's hard to say. I would say just a lack of focus on detail, and then just not executing on offense. I think we were stagnant, and it was stymied pretty much all night on offense, and it came back to bite us in the ass in the fourth quarter.
A lot of turnovers. Do you think those are a result of guys not used to playing with one another?
No, I think it was. I think it was just on us. You know, I think we just.
Turnovers were a bunch of bad decisions. And could it be because they're not used to playing with each other? Yeah, they're not used to running in any sort of offense with all kinds of different people. That's for sure. But still, you got to make the right decision. You can't dribble through 2 or 3 guys. Don't dribble through pressure. I tell my kids all the time. Turn and look, and if you're under pressure, figure out how to move around it, pass over it, shoot over it, whatever. Don't dribble through it.
We're ball strong tonight, and we got to be a lot stronger as a unit, handling the ball and handling the pressure. They were a very handsy team. Credit to them.
Aaron, didn't get a chance to ask you, but what was it like watching the Philly game from the bench and just being a part of kind of the crew of starters who were sitting out?
We can hear the question from Bennett, I believe, Durando, from the Denver Post, is asking Aaron Gordon in the Denver Nuggets locker room what it was like to be on the bench for the Philadelphia 76ers game, and I am curious to hear what he says.
Like experiencing that win.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome game.
What are you guys kind of trying to show yourselves, show everyone else during this stretch without Yoke? Where I mean, it's been like a different starting lineup every game. Different guys are in, different guys are out. It's just kind of a bizarre stretch.
We're not trying to prove anything to anybody outside of this locker room. We're not trying to prove anything. What we're trying to do is win games, and.
Bizarre stretch.
We're not trying to prove anything to anybody outside of this locker room.
Game, different guys are in, different guys are out. Just during this stretch without Yoke, where I mean, it's been like a different starting lineup every game. Different guys are in, different guys are out. It's just kind of a bizarre stretch.
We're not trying to prove anything to anybody outside of this locker room. We're not trying to prove anything. What we're trying to do is win games, and that's what it comes down to.
Are you facing any physical limitations? I know you're on this minutes restriction still. How does it feel out there?
It feels fine. Trying to figure out like the flow of my minutes, you know.
I'm not sure I like the way he hesitated. I've always thought that Aaron Gordon is always hurt, and that drives me nuts. Did I not like this already? Oh, this is a new video. And I'm always worried that he's going to get hurt again. And he seems to be moving slower and slower. So hopefully he didn't come back too soon. And he's just getting his, what do you say? Your wheels back under you or something like that. But
It's a longer halftime for me right now, for going into halftime and then coming off the bench out of halftime it's a little bit longer for me. So I'm just trying to figure out how I can continue to get my body back and contribute more in the second half and help my team win. I feel like if I was better in the second half, we would have won that game, or at least in the fourth quarter. And so I take this one on me.
give me
How does the
David
longer
Adelman.
halftime change things for you?
Peyton Watson.
Just
Go Peyton first, huh?
just kind of makes my body a little tight. So I got to do
does look
things like
tight.
ride the
I told
bike
you.
or heat pads. Just make sure I'm ready to go.
Ah, crap. No. No.
You shouldering a lot of the offensive load and bike or heat pads. Just make sure I'm
18 turnovers for you guys. Is that, can you chalk some of that up to new lineups? Imagine that was one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody in there just had, I don't think
Didn't hear the question. Let's see if we can figure out what it was.
anybody in there intended to turn it over. I think everybody was just trying to find some rhythm and find ways to get themselves involved in other guys. And sometimes you have that. They play really good defense tonight.
Would you say your confidence is growing right now?
Absolutely. I think that's a no-brainer. But if anybody who knows me, I've never struggled with confidence.
That's a confident player saying I never struggle with confidence.
How hard it is. How hard it is. I got a lot of respect for guys like Jamal and Yoko. I've seen do it for years now, just be the head of the snake. It's definitely really, really tough. It demands a lot out of you physically and mentally and just leadership-wise. So I definitely have learned that it is something that's not easy to do. But I'm just trying to do it to the best of my abilities and try to help our team win any way I can.
I know you're a team guy, but were you kind of chopping at the bit to show what you can do with your role?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think since college, when people kind of doubted my ability to contribute offensively, I think that's always been something that I've been itching to get out and prove to people. But at the end of the day, waiting my turn was the best thing for me. I've gotten so much better. I've developed a lot. I've had time to mature as a young man. And right now feels like perfect timing to kind of unleash what I've been working on. And also just having guys out and just having the necessity to step up, I think, has just been good for me.
That might be in the head of thinking how hard that is. Guys in that position will often say that the challenge for the balance, the energy they have to get on offense, and then also give the energy they have to on defense. Is that something that's kind of been surprising to you, or something you've noticed that you have to not only produce as a defender, not only have to handle the ball as much, but then give that effort defensively as well?
Absolutely. I take a tremendous amount of pride on the defensive end. That's what, got my foot in the door here in the league, is defending and, disrupting. And that's something that I continue to try to do at a high level. But like you said, it is hard. It is a balance. Just exerting so much energy offensively now as well. But my motto is to just go out there and exhaust myself. Like, this game is fun. This game isn't something that I'm suffering doing. I love playing. I love playing hard on both ends, and this is something that I've done my whole life. So I'm excited for it. And when I go out there, my mindset is just exhaust myself, get everything I can out of the gas tank. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, bro. I put a lot of work into it. I came up kind of a smaller guy. I grew in high school, gradually. So I always was a guard, and it's something that I have a feel for naturally. But like you said, just honing in on that handle and just getting a feel for the rock, especially with the pressure defensively, is something that I worked on all summer with my brother, Darrell Wright.
Learn that, small guards. Learn to handle the ball. Learn to play defense, and you can play anywhere. Well, to some degree.
Every drill was focused on having the right pickup, having the right feel with the ball, making sure that every move is crisp. And, sometimes I still go out there and I make a mistake or I miss dribble, but everything I do, I'm trying to do good things, and I have nothing but good intentions. So I think that you see that a lot with bigger guys that handle the ball, is that sometimes at first the turnovers are kind of a thing that you're like, you got to stay away from, I heard him talk about Cade's turnovers last year, somebody who's one of the best guards in the NBA, and they said he turned the ball over too much. So, guys who are bigger and are handling the ball, I think that comes with the growing pains of it, the turnovers and things like that. But I'm trying to do my best,
It seems like you really learned how to use deceleration a lot too. Change of pace. How to do with that.
Absolutely, and I've just gotten stronger. I feel like I'm stronger, my balance is better, my core strength is there, and I'm able to kind of, like you said, change speeds, go fast, and then decelerate, and that's something that, you know, is really, really tough to guard for me as a defender. So I know that putting that pressure on the offense and kind of changing up my speeds and my footwork is really tough to cover.
What do you think's next for you, like in terms of areas of improvement? Is there one thing you really want to smooth out?
Absolutely, like I said, just continuing to try to cut down on turnovers and mistakes. I think that this is such an opportunistic league. Like, guys are picking up full, guys are using their hands, they're trying to deflect every ball, be more physical, and that's who I was. That was my role. So I've just been trying to be better at think about like.
My friends, you are about to watch what has to be the dumb.
18 turnovers for you guys.
Let me hit that.
Like you said, change speeds, go fast, and then decelerate. And that's something that, you know, is really, really tough to guard for me as a defender. So I know that putting that pressure on the offense and kind of changing up my speeds and my footwork is really tough to cover.
What do you think's next for you, like in terms of areas of improvement? Is there one thing you really want to smooth out?
Absolutely. Like I said, just continuing to try to cut down on turnovers and mistakes. I think that this is such an opportunistic league. Like, guys are picking up full, guys are using their hands, they're trying to deflect every ball, be more physical.
Next, we're going to watch the coaches, and I see the Atlanta coach. That dude looks rough, so I want to hear how he is real quick, and then we'll go to Adelman.
And that's who I was. That was my role. So I've just been trying to be better at think about, like, what would I do as a defender? I would pressure him right here, or I would try to disrupt his offense here and know that they're trying to do that and just have that extra layer of carefulness, you know. I think some of those turnovers are easily erased if I'm just a little bit less lackadaisical, and that's the main thing for me is just cleaning everything up. I think my shooting.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this out on the table for the million viewers that are watching now. We can make a difference in this world if we all stop saying lackadaisical. Grammar police here are here to tell you it's lackadaisical. Lax can be short for lackadaisical, but it's not lackadaisical. Just like it's not espresso, it's espresso. But who am I to say? Oh, where'd that guy go? Boom.
Just what fueled that fourth quarter run? I know Nugget hit that three.
Cocaine, apparently.
Yeah.
The chick's like, what fueled that fourth quarter run? This guy looks snapped up.
I think we've talked a lot about how to handle and respond to runs. I don't think we got really good shots at the beginning of the third, and then we got bogged down a little bit and started defending. I think really well at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and that kind of gave us our rhythm back, and then carried over the offensive end.
And Dyson Daniels did his first career triple-double.
Yeah.
Just what have you seen? He's been very close throughout the season.
Dyson Daniels sounds like a back.
Yeah, it feels like the way he's played, as you said, that he's had a few previously. A couple guys made shots maybe that he didn't make previously, but it's representative of how he's playing. He's just a complete player, and he's his activity in so many different parts of the game. Particularly on the boards. I think the way that he's rebounding for a guard is really important to us.
And then you see you have to use him as a starter. You just see him kind of developing, and defensively, what did you see out of him from tonight's game?
Yeah, he didn't shoot well, but to be honest, we did that. We say it all the time, and I'll say it again. Shooting can come and go, but the presence that he has on the floor, he's got a good feel for the game, and I think that carries over to the defensive end. And we had a lot of guys tonight that I think took a lot of pride defensively.
Coach, when you look at that,
why are you sitting back there? Were you late or something? Like, you can't even find you. You stand up when you talk? Go ahead. Yeah. Messing with you, Lauren.
I'm curious about the third quarter and just kind of where the offense kind of felt maybe a little stagnant and kind of trying to figure things out. Where do you see the next step for these guys to kind of
Well, I think just sustaining, when we've the first part of the third quarter, we didn't make shots, but we got some really good looks. And I think sometimes when the ball doesn't go in, you press a little bit, and we just talked a lot about breaking the paint, and I thought we didn't break them down during that stretch. And so the ball not going in, we weren't able to get easy things too. But there was a few possessions that the ball was moving around, and it looked really good. We just didn't make them. And I think really during that stretch too, we were still pretty solid defensively, where that's been a 12, 14-point run, and it was a 6, 8-point run, which I think really helped us going into the fourth.
And obviously there are different ways to sort of measure a team, but seeing how guys had each other's back in that sort of fracas in the third quarter, just what does it say about this team's ability to come together?
Yeah, I think it's a close group, you know, and we've being that aggressiveness, you know, not necessarily during a dead ball, but that situation, I think, you know, guys have each other's backs. But, you know, I thought defensively, the more aggressive we can be, the more physical, you know, that helps our group. And it's not completely habitual yet, but we're learning.
Aggressive defense. We're going to have that discussion as we go forward through the rest of this season. Because aggressive defense is something the Nuggets do not like. They don't like when somebody does it to them, and they don't like doing it to other people. Until they do, which at times tonight, in the last couple of games, they have. You know, JV puts a lot more pressure on than JV, meaning not varsity. So, but the purest, cleanest defense is quick rotations, meeting your guy at the spot, not getting blow-bys, and that sort of thing. Dirty offense or defense is, you know, all the dirty stuff inside with the hands, hand slapping, hand reaching, hand on the body, pushing from the hip, grabbing the shirts, all under the angle of blocking yourself from the ref. These guys literally train themselves to hide grabbing jerseys, pushing hips, and things like that. And yeah, you got to learn to play with it. But at some point, you know, I'm a fan of Jokic for a reason, because number one, he's the best player ever in the world now, at least. And I think he'll go down as the best player ever. And we just got to win about 6 more championships, which might be tough. But it's a new era. You're not winning Chicago Bulls back-to-back three-peats or whatever it was. Anyway, we like Jokic because he plays the right way. He wants to play the right way. And the right way is, you know, play defense when you need to play defense, but don't just do super aggressive molestation defense because you can. And then you try to play games with the refs. Like if you put all the pressure in the world on in the beginning, and the idea is that the refs aren't going to call the fouls because they'd be calling fouls all game. So they let you get away with a lot more pressure. And we've seen it a million times with the Nuggets. The Nuggets will come out and just be like, you know, lackadaisical on their defense. And the other team just swarming them, humping their legs, swatting everything, slapping hands on balls. They love putting hands on balls. I forget who's the best team at that, but it used to be Minnesota. Definitely OKC. Love to put hands on balls. And they're knocking those balls out. And it's annoying. It's really annoying. And if that's your goal as a defender, is just to annoy the offender, whatever. We need a different philosophical game than... Because I think you can play decent defense, and it's up to the refs. The only thing that's going to stop that is the refs. And if the refs immediately put their foot down and say, hey, we're not doing that, you need to play clean defense. Clean defense means you can cut somebody off and have them hit you in the chest. You can also cut somebody off, and then when you get hit in the chest, have the foul be on the offending player, which is not the case now. I need to start a whole new channel on refereeing, but maybe next year, because I don't think I'm coaching next year. My grommet will be going to high school, so we'll hand him off to the high schoolers and then get on to reffing, because I like reffing, and I'm sick and tired of the NBA refs. They are ridiculous. It's really hard to see. I mean, sometimes you can give them credit for not getting in the way, and actually they got that fight right tonight, didn't they? I saw it too. Where was it? Dyson Daniels gets a post game. Give me a break. Let's see what this guy sounds like.
So there's a long list of teams who have come in here and faded in the second half because of the altitude, etc. You guys had such a rough third quarter and then come out in the fourth and started 20-3. What turned things around?
Yeah, Good question by this guy. I don't know if he must be an Atlanta person because ESPN didn't do this game, did they? Anyway, he's like, most players come in here and struggle because of the altitude, and you guys were struggling. What happened to get you back in the fourth?
Just got back to playing our style. You know, we started defending, started getting stops, good out and run. I think that third quarter we got a little too stagnant, played a little too slow, and we played into their hands. So, we had a little bit of gas left in that fourth. Especially the altitude's a little tougher, but the guys fought.
17 points, 11 boards, 10 assists. You had 4 steals as well. What does it mean to have your first career triple-double now in the books?
Wow, I mean, it's pretty special. Getting a triple-double is not an easy thing. So, I'm just glad we got the win. But I've been close to getting that triple-double for a few games now. So glad I got it done.
We hear it from Quinn Snyder all the time. We hear it from other coaches. We hear it in practices, breaking the paint to create offense. Can you explain to Hawks fans at home what opportunities those paint touches make for you?
I mean, they get us good shots. Like, you get in the paint, the defense collapses, we get kick out threes for people. If we don't get in the paint, that's when we get tough shots. It's easier for them to defend. So, he preaches getting in the paint, pushing the ball in transition, playing up 2 feet. You're jumping off line and trying to find passes when turnovers come. So, playing up 2 feet in the paint, finding the teammates, cutting off each other. And, I think if we do that, we have a really good offensive system.
Obviously, major changes coming to this franchise right now with Trae Young off to Washington, 2 new teammates coming in. In terms of the message to you and the other young members of this core, what has management told you guys about your direction moving forward?
I mean, we know what it is. Like, Trae was the engine for the team for a long time, and we wish him the best in Washington. But I mean, now we got to focus on our guys that we got now in the locker room, and we got guys that can play. We got guys that can handle the ball, get downhill. CJ and Corey coming in, they're very good players as well. They're smart. So looking forward to the rest of the season and building on it.
What are you looking forward to most about learning your new teammates?
I mean, I played with CJ, so I know he's a big wine guy. Last time I was with him, I was underage, so I couldn't get a bottle of wine, so hopefully he brings me one this time. But, it'll be fun playing with him again. Experienced leader, vet. Corey Kispert obviously coming in, another leader, shoot the piss out of it. So, it's going to be fun playing with those guys.
I hear CJ has like a 300-acre winery in Oregon, so he should have no trouble providing product.
Yeah, something like that, First day, hopefully there's a bottle in my locker.
Dyson Daniels is, let's turn that off. Australian, we figured out. So it's good to watch those, the opposing players. It takes me about an hour or two before my hatred for the opposing players goes away. And then you got to respect all the guys in the league. But it's really hard to respect them when they're cooking your guys. They're burying threes or they're stealing balls. And he was a person that was, easy to hate while you're playing, but you got to give him some respect. And he's Australian, so there you go, mate. So now what do we have here? Hawks and Nuggets get chippy after Gordon shove. Let's see what we got.
It's deep into the paint. Nuggets struggling to
okay, now he's on 18. 18. Boom. So that's what happened. Let's see. Settings, playback, 1, normal. So there's Daniels, mate. He's actually the one that caused the problem. Because 18, I guarantee you Aaron had already told the refs, like, he's grabbing me. He's grabbing me, and I'm trying to get through. And he's grabbing me. So watch him.
Nuggets struggling to put offense and
there's
defense together.
Grab, more of a push, and Jordan is just done with it. Bryce, what's Daniel's thing?
And Aaron Gordon.
You push me?
Was talking to Wallace, but coming in was Gay, and now there's some pushing and shoving.
I love it. Hardaway Jr. is the craziest guy out there.
Dyson Daniels came over chest mounted Gordon.
He actually saved that play. Let's see what they give us.
Wallace. But that's what they've been doing. They've been getting up in the video. Yeah.
So
there was a foul. They already
called the foul. Aaron Gordon pushes the shit out of him.
Doing. They've been getting up
Daniels
in the body.
Said something.
So they'll look at this and see if
Aaron
there's
Gordon's like, bitch, get the fuck out of it. And then this guy's like, what are you pushing me?
After review, after the defensive foul is called, there's a technical foul assessed to Gordon for the two-hand push on Gouye.
Fine.
In addition, there's a technical foul assessed to Gouye for taunting Gordon.
Exactly.
Also, as the players are corralling, a technical foul has been assessed to Wallace for not acting as a peacemaker when he shoves Hardaway. There'll be 2 technical fouls assessed to
Hardaway
Atlanta,
didn't get the opposite
Denver, therefore,
so that's awesome.
Denver's issue 1 free throw.
Good job, refs. Okay, let's see if we can find Adelman. That's not the whole thing. Oh, here it is. Straight from the Denver
Yeah,
Nugget.
just their activity when they went through the 1 through 5 switching stuff. It put people in situations they had to drive the ball. They're a very underrated defensive team.
See if we can
Dyson.
guess the question.
Tonight.
Yeah, just their activity when they went through the 1 through 5 switching stuff. It put people in situations they had to drive the ball. They're a very underrated defensive team with Dyson, obviously Alexander Walker, very handsy guys.
Guys.
The steals was out of control tonight, which led to run-out layups. So 16 fast break points for them felt like it was all of our turnovers. So we just got to get. I always say this sounds stupid and simple, but just getting shots to the rim is important. And I thought in the third quarter, we relied on our defense, and we got the shots up to the rim so we could get back and load up to them. So it was just a really tough fourth quarter. I saw a really, really tired group. It happens in the NBA, back from a 7-game road trip. They gave everything they had in that third quarter to get back into it. And obviously the 3 they hit at the end of the quarter was a huge momentum change. So, it happens in the NBA. We got to be better. We know that. No excuses, blah, blah, blah. But it does happen. And guys are tired. So we'll bounce back on Sunday. We'll play better.
You think turnovers are just a function of guys playing with each other for the first time or not often?
Yeah, I do. And like I said, I think just driving into lanes that weren't available to us because of our initial action, our second action, nothing's there. You're up against the clock. Now you got guys trying to make individual plays. And to your point, guys haven't played together. And I have Aaron coming off the bench, which is weird for him on the restriction. So we're just trying to find rotations nightly that are going to work. And tonight I thought their defense got to us. I was very, very proud of the guys to stay with it throughout the night until that fourth quarter. Obviously, it got out of control.
Check.
This stretch where you've been so shorthanded, Peyton's had to do a lot off the dribble in terms of shot creation.
Yeah.
There can be some turnovers out of it. He's done some really impressive things. Just what have you kind of seen as far as how he's been able to explore some of that aspect of his game, I guess?
Yeah.
We could actually hear the question, so my bad. 10, 15, 20.
Stay with it throughout the night until that fourth quarter. Obviously, it got out of control.
This stretch where you've been so shorthanded, Peyton's had to do a lot off the dribble in terms of shot creation.
Yeah.
There can be some turnovers out of it. He's done some really impressive things. Just what have you kind of seen as far as how he's been able to explore some of that aspect of his game, I guess?
Yeah, I know. And I thought Peyton's turnovers were because we weren't spaced correctly. And that's where we have to watch film and help these guys out. It's one thing not to play with each other in all these lineups I'm throwing out there right now. It's a whole other thing to be spaced correctly and to flatten out the court and give him lane to attack. He's been so good at it as of late. And I've been really proud of him. He had 4 assists again tonight in a game that we shot 41%, 34 from 3. So he's trying to make the right play to go along with 11 rebounds. Peyton's been such a bright spot as of late. He's one of the main reasons why we've been able to somewhat keep ourselves afloat.
Are you seeing his confidence grow over these 6 straight games of 20 plus now?
Yeah, and I think it's it's a product of obviously who's out, and we have to put responsibility in other people's hands. And for him to ball handle the way he is, I'm hoping that springboards him when we get our whole group back. And now he's not having to go 1-on-3 like he did tonight. He could be attacking closeouts, and if he's finishing the way he's doing it, that'll be a huge, huge thing for us going forward. So there are always positives. I thought Hunter Tyson was awesome tonight. I thought he competed his ass off, 10, 4, and 4 in this game in 27 minutes. So that's all I can ask these guys is whether we lose or win, emotional win in Philly, Boston, unbelievable team win, get blown out tonight. Just play your ass off. That's all I can ask. I thought Hunter did that. I thought a lot of the other guys got really gassed.
What's the mindset in terms of Christian struggling and trying to keep that big perspective of letting him play through that to improve, about how important that is for a player rather than maybe overreacting?
Yeah, I'm not going to overreact. Christian's won a championship here. He's been one of the main reasons why we won so many games here over the years. So this is going to be a process for him. I think Aaron is interesting because there's times he feels really good and other times he doesn't. He's trying to get used to being back into playing shape. So for both those guys, it'll be a process. And I'm going to have extreme patience with guys that I trust because, they're one of the main reasons why we've won so many games, like I said. So, I have no frustration with CB. He's going to be fine. He's getting used to the foot again. And I think the more he defends and the more he runs the floor and gets used to that again, he'll find things for himself to gain confidence.
You've been bringing Aaron off the bench this stretch of games. Is that just to kind of try to backload some of his minutes in case it's a close game, or what's been the main thing with that?
And also, it's one of those things people understand when you have minute restriction. If you start
So I'm working on the side and a different tab, looking at the schedule and gathering the data for the Jersey win rate. The Jersey win rates will be published on my spreadsheet. We will say sometime around the All-Star break. But while Adelman's chatting, I will be working on that.
start somebody, they sit for so long before you put them back in. And so this allows me to kind of play with the minutes.
Maybe I'll finish and I'll let you
and
know.
I was really proud of that first group. You know, we were, I think it was 13-11 the first time out. And so those guys held, you know, they held the game up a little bit and allowed Aaron to sit those first, I guess it was 5.5, 5:40. And now I can kind of mess with his minutes as the half goes on. So you're exactly right. And then obviously that game got out of control. I wasn't going to put him back in the game. But yeah, you have to be very creative with that. It's not fun to be a coach with minute restrictions.
What happened with Jamal today? Did he get gradually sicker as the day went on, or was it more the ankle flare-up?
It was a little bit of both, but the sickness definitely. You know, the ankle's been an issue. I have to manage that with what games he plays.
So we got to tell you, those of us who are in Colorado, we all got sick. Basically, starting at the end of the school year, it came festering out of the fucking school and hit all of us. And now it seems to be making its way up to the rich, wealthy people that keep themselves separate from the what do we call plebeians. I mean, basically they're athletes too, so they fought it off as long as they could. But apparently everybody's sick. Jalen and Jonas and everyone's had it. So whatever that super flu was, it's going around Colorado and maybe the whole U.S. Who knows? Not happy with it. Not happy. Huh? Locked on Nuggets is saying sick. Ill Nuggets catch bird flu from the Hawks. That's funny. And they're going live too. Don't want to step on their toes, but let's go.
Because that's a constant issue. You know, and like I've talked about this before. Because, you know, the ankle's been an issue. I have to manage that with what games he plays. Because that's a constant issue. You know, and like I've talked about this before. It's not just the minutes he's playing. It's the style of minutes and the responsibility. But today he was just sick. And, you know, if he could be here, he would have been here. I was kind of in between pregame when I talked to you guys. We didn't know. You know, he was communicating with us. So if he couldn't make it to this, it's, you know, he's obviously really under the weather.
How long has it been going around the team? It seems like it's been one guy after another for several weeks.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with the last 3 weeks. It's just been like people get hurt, he's sick, coach is sick. It's been a hell of a 3 weeks. But I am proud of the guys that their mentality's been really good. But I'm really hoping that Maul can bounce back. You know, we'll load him up with meds and hopefully he's here for Sunday.
One more.
Load him up with meds.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Can you chalk some of that up to new lineups and playing with guys you're not always playing with? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody in there just had.
And we can actually hear the question.
I don't think anybody in there intended to turn it over. I think everybody was just trying to find some rhythm and find ways to get themselves involved in other guys. And sometimes you have.
Okay, so basically I'm just going through the schedule. There's our first game, loss against the Golden State Warriors. So that's the icon jersey. So I got to make these 4x4 columns. So you have a loss away in the icon. A loss away in the icon. Then the next game is a win at home in the icon. Got it? A loss, win. In the association, away. Win, away, association, got it. Icon home win. That's a 40-point game, 36-point game, 34-point game. Crazy. I don't even remember that. So home win. Blue. Loss away white. Home win blue. I'm sure you guys love watching this, don't you? I'll get back to it on my own time. Now, for all the millions of people out there watching, I'm going to have to say goodnight and get to work. Join me again next time for the Little Nugget Show, immediately following the DMVR Nuggets post-game show after the game. Against the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm wondering what time it's at because it's on Sunday. They always, oh, good, it's not at 1 p.m. or 11 a.m. So it's going to be on altitude. It's going to be at home. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Mountain on a Sunday. So I'll probably be here at 9:30. That's my estimation. It's usually 2.5 hours for the game and an hour for them. So 8:30, 9:30. So tentatively scheduled for 9:30 Sunday evening. I will see you there. Bye now.